One of the joys of my life here in Paris has been getting to know the French as well as relishing in their amazing abilities with food. If my life hadn't been disrupted by a major illness, which also involves significant digestive problems, I might have become a pastry chef. Who knows? But I can still enjoy eating food in France, at least in moderation, because French food tends to contain fewer chemicals than at home. So happily, I get to eat much more food when living in Paris. I've asked the father of one of my French friends to show you how to make one of his signature dishes, which is the tastiest rabbit I have ever eaten. I will take you along with me as I travel with my Parisian friend to his father's home in Grenoble, a city nestled in the French Alps, where JeanMarie lives in a house built in 1817, a home complete with an outdoor oven used long ago for baking bread, and a huge indoor fireplace formerly used for baking and heating the home. I love visiting JeanMarie, not just because he is a wonderful person who lives in a beautiful spot, but also because he is a fabulous cook. One of my favorite of JeanMarie's dishes is his rabbit stuffed with wild fennel. It's a dish he devised based upon an Italian recipe for baby pig stuffed with fennel. To show me how to make this rabbit dish, first JeanMarie picked up a rabbit with its belly cut open and cleaned, but its edible internal organs still intact.
Ah, bonjour madame. Est-ce que vous m'avez préparé le lapin? Sortez, sortez-la au soleil, vous me le portez le paquet. Voilà,
Voilà monsieur.
Ah, merci beaucoup madame. Combien vous dois-je?
When we got home, the cooking lesson began.
Bonjour Annie, je suis heureux de vous accueillir et je vais vous montrer comment je fais pour faire un lapin aux fenouilles. Si vous voulez bien, nous allons le faire ensemble.
Okay.
Voilà.
D'accord.
To achieve the most flavor, JeanMarie starts preparing the rabbit the day before cooking it to allow the flavors to penetrate the meat. The first step is to make a paste out of 2 cloves of garlic, either fresh or dried wild fennel, and a 50-gram or 1 3/4 ounce thick slice from the ribs of a pig, which is kind of like a thick slice of unsmoked fatty bacon. JeanMarie likes to gather the wild fennel himself in late September from a field in Provence, which is a region of southern France. Then he lets it dry out at home so that he can use it throughout the year. Next, JeanMarie cuts the fat off the rabbit and removes the rabbit's heart, liver, and kidney to put them in the stuffing. He then cuts slits in the rabbit meat, about 4 to 5 half-inch slits in each part of the animal, and fills them with the garlic herb paste. The next stage involves stuffing the cavity of the rabbit and sewing it shut. To make the stuffing, you sauté the heart, liver, and kidney over medium-high heat in a mixture of half olive oil and half either peanut or sunflower oil until the organs begin to brown. Place the sautéed organs inside the rabbit along with 6 crushed, unpeeled cloves of garlic and several branches of fennel. Sprinkle salt and pepper over the stuffing and drizzle it with olive oil. Then JeanMarie threads a large needle with twine and sews the cavity shut. He ties the front legs together, pulls the front and hind legs against the rabbit's body, then wraps the whole thing in strings several times to create a compact roast. Next, he pours a bit of oil into a roasting pan, then adds the rabbit and turns it several times until the entire roast is coated with oil. The last step in preparing the rabbit is to salt and pepper the meat and then add to the roasting pan 6 unpeeled crushed cloves of garlic and more branches of wild fennel. At last, the rabbit is ready for the resting stage, when the flavors from the stuffing and herb paste will begin to seep into the rabbit meat. For this phase, JeanMarie places the rabbit in his wine cellar, where he stores not only wine but his homemade jams, where it sits for up to a day. He prefers the wine cellar to the refrigerator because it's not as cold in there, which allows the flavors to develop more fully. The next day, JeanMarie places the rabbit in a 400-degree oven for about 1 hour. Every 5 minutes, he opens the oven door and pricks the meat with a fork, then bastes it with the pan juices. Once the rabbit is fully cooked, he removes it from the roasting pan. Then he places the pan over medium to medium-low heat to make a quick sauce with the pan juices. JeanMarie deglazes the pan by adding a tablespoon or so of cream to the pan juices, then allows it to simmer lightly for about 20 seconds until the sauce ingredients blend together. To serve, simply cut the rabbit into pieces and pour the sauce over it. But this was not the end of our lesson. JeanMarie capped off our little class by inviting a few friends over for dinner. We began the evening with some excellent champagne along with appetizers made of toasted bread slices, topped neatly with slices of smoked salmon and a tiny spoonful of a pink paste made of codfish eggs. The main dish for our dinner was, of course, the rabbit with fennel, and it was served with a spinach gratin. For dessert, we feasted on 2 desserts, the Italian dessert tiramisu, as well as fresh caramelized pineapple slices, over which JeanMarie poured dark rum, then lit the fruit with a match. It was certainly a memorable day and evening. Now I appreciate even more all of the time and love that JeanMarie dedicates toward making this incredible rabbit dish. You can find the recipe for JeanMarie's rabbit at my website, annelipscomb.com. Go to the blog page and look for the June 2011 blog posts.